Hi. This is an interesting conversation between Krishna and Uddhava, who has been along with him all through during the Kurukshetra war. Krishna was overwhelmed by Uddhava's services and he said, "You never asked any boon or anything from me. If you want to ask something, please let me know what I can give you." For which Uddhava said, "Uddhava, for your information, from his childhood, Uddhava had been with Krishna, charioting him and serving him in many ways. He never asked for any wish or boon from Krishna. When Krishna was at the verge of completing his avatar, he called Uddhava and said, 'Dear Uddhava, in this avatar of mine, many people have asked and received boons from me, but you never asked me anything. Why don't you ask me something now? I will give you. Let me complete this avatar with the satisfaction of doing something good for you also.' Even though Uddhava did not ask anything for himself, he had been observing Krishna from his childhood. He had always wondered about the apparent disconnect between Krishna's teachings and action. What you preach is different from what you practice, and wanted to understand the reasons for the same. So he asked Krishna, 'Lord, you taught us to live in one way, but you lived in a different way. The drama of Mahabharata, in the role you played in your actions, I did not understand many things. I am curious to understand the reasons for your actions. Would you fulfill my desire now? This is what I wanted to know from you.' Krishna said, 'Uddhava, what I told Arjuna during the war of Kurukshetra was UdhavaGita. Today, my responses to you would be known as UdhavaGita. This is why I gave this opportunity to you. Please ask without hesitation.' Uddhava started asking, 'Krishna, first tell me who is a real friend?' Krishna says, 'The real friend is one who comes to help of his friend in need even without being called.' Uddhava said, 'Krishna, you were a dear friend of the Pandavas all through. They trusted you fully as Apad Bandhava, that means protector from all the difficulties. Krishna, you not only know what is happening, but you know what is going to happen in future also. You are a great jnani. Just now you gave the definition of a true friend and a close friend. Then, why did you not act as per the definition? Why did you not stop Dharmaraj, that Yudhishthira, from playing the dice, gambling game? Okay, you did not do that. Why did you not turn the luck in favor of Dharmaraj, by which you would have ensured that Dharma wins? You did not do that also. You could have at least saved Dharmaraj by stopping the game after he lost his wealth, country and himself. You could have released him from punishment of gambling. Or you could have entered the hall when he started betting his brothers. So many questions are there in my mind. So I keep asking this to myself. Now I got a time to ask you. And you did not stop from betting his brother. At least when Duryodhana tempted Dharmaraj by offering to return everything he lost if he bet Draupadi, who always brought good fortune to Pandavas, you could have intervened, and with your divine power, you could have made the dice roll in a way that is favorable to Dharmaraj. Instead, you intervened only when Draupadi almost lost her modesty, and now you claim that you gave clothes and saved Draupadi's modesty. How can you even claim this? After being dragged into the hall by a man and disrobed in front of so many people, that modesty is left for a woman. What modesty is left for a woman then after this? What have you saved? Only when you help a person at time of crisis can you be called Apad Bandhava, right? If you did not help in the time of crisis, then what is the use? Is it dharma? As Uddhava posed these questions, tears started rolling from Uddhava's eyes. These are not the questions of Uddhava alone. All of us who have read Mahabharata have these questions in our minds. On behalf of us, Uddhava had already asked Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna laughed in his own style. Dear Uddhava, the law of this world is only the one who has Viveka. Viveka meaning intelligence through discrimination wins. While Duryodhana had Viveka, Dharmaraj lacked it. This is why Dharmaraj lost. Uddhava was lost and confused. Krishna continues. While Duryodhana had lots of money and wealth to gamble, he did not know how to play the game of dice. That is why he used his uncle Shakuni to play the game while he placed the bet. That is Viveka, which is intelligence through discrimination. Dharmaraj also could have thought similarly and offered that I, his cousin, would play on his behalf. If Shakuni and I had played the game of dice, who do you think would have won? Can he roll the numbers I am calling, or would I roll the number that he is asking for? Forget this. I can forgive the fact that he forgot to include me in the game. But without Viveka, he did another blunder. He prayed that I should not come to the hall, as he did not want me to know that through ill fate he was compelled to play his game. So he didn't want me to know that he is pushed to play this game. He tied me with his prayers and did not allow me to get into the hall. I was just outside the hall, waiting for someone to call me through their prayers. Even when Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva were lost, they were only cursing Duryodhana and brooding over their fate. They forgot to call me. Even Draupadi did not call me when Dushashan held her hair and dragged her to fulfill his brother's order. She was also arguing in the hall based on her own abilities. She never called me. Finally, good sense prevailed when Dushashan started disrobing her. She gave up depending on her own strength and started shouting, Hari Hari, Abhayam Krishna, Abhayam, and shouted for me. Only then did I get an opportunity to save her modesty. I reached as soon as I was called. I saved her modesty. What is my mistake in this situation? Wonderful explanation, Kanna. I am impressed. However, I am not deceived. Can I ask you another question? Says Uddhava. Krishna gives him permission to proceed. Does it mean that you will come only when you are called? Will you not come on your own to help people in crisis to establish justice? Asks Uddhava. Krishna smiles. Uddhava, in this life, everyone's life proceeds based on their own karma. I don't run it. I don't interfere in it. I am only a witness. I stand close to you. Keep observing whatever is happening. This is God's dharma. Wow, very good, Krishna. In that case, you will stand close to us, observe all our evil acts as we keep committing more and more sins. You will keep watching us. You want us to commit more blunders, accumulate sins and suffer. Is that what you want? Says Uddhava. Krishna says, Uddhava, please realize the deeper meaning of your statements. When you understand and realize that I am standing as witness next to you, how could you do anything wrong or bad? You definitely cannot do anything bad. You forget this and think that you can do things without my knowledge. This is when you get into trouble. Dharmaraj's ignorance was that he thought he can play the game of gambling without my knowledge. If Dharmaraj had realized that I am always present with everyone in the form of Sakshi, that is witness, then wouldn't the game have finished differently? Uddhava was spellbound and was so very overwhelmed by bhakti. He said, "What a deep philosophy, Krishna. What a great truth." Even praying and performing puja and calling him for help are nothing but our feelings and beliefs. When we start believing that nothing moves without him, how can we not feel his presence as witness? How can we forget this act? Throughout Bhagavad Gita, this is the philosophy Krishna imparted to Arjuna. He was a charioteer as well as guide for Arjuna, but he did not fight Arjuna's war. Realize that ultimate Sakshi, the one who is the witness, is within and within you only. Thank you very much for patiently watching. Bye.